Hello guys, MikuChibi here, and hopefully you guys had a wonderful today. And in this video we have a new banner to review, and it is the burst step up order, which is featuring burst skills. This banner has 5 steps, where step 1 3% off, step 3 guaranteed random 4-star skill, and step 5 a guaranteed burst skill. And this banner is available for like a week, which is pretty short for a 5-step up banner, but yeah, it happens. So here is the list of all burst skills that are in this banner, and I will of course do the same thing as I did on the Awakening banner. I will categorize them weapon by weapon and only cover the ones I think are good. So in this list there are 41 burst skills. Some of them are good and some of them are decent or useless. Before I go into the skills, I just want to let you know that the devs have rebalanced some of the weapon types, and these are the Rapier, Spear and Dagger burst skills. And by rebalance, their skills cooldown has been shortened, so they have the same as the normal skill cooldown. That being said, I'm not sure if they will do it for the rest of the weapon, so during this time in this video I will be based the skill in this current update. Example, if sword burst did not yet rebalance, the skill will be based on that, or if the spear got rebalanced, then it will be based on that. Let's start with sword. Sword has 6 burst skills, and 2 of them that I really like to talk about, and probably you will like it as well. These are Jet Black Rose Yujo and Might Warrior Yuki. Black Rose Yujo is a slash dark skill with 22 SP cost, which is pretty good. It is a strong burst skill that gives dark debuff, meaning that if you use another dark skill, you'll receive extra 13% dark damage at level 80. And it also scales off your max defense. The higher your own defense, the more additional damage increase. And for the burst combo, it's dark slash warrior, which is easy to activate with sword build. And the cooldown for this burst is 12 seconds normally and 24 seconds if you activate the burst, which is pretty long. Might Warrior Yuki is not as strong as Jet Black Rose, but the thing I like with this one is that it gives a crit rate, which is nice to have. 20% crit if you use it normally, and 30 seconds if you use the burst for the duration. And also the burst combo is easy to activate since you normally have a fire skill in your set, fire, slash and wind. But the weakness with this skill is that the burst cooldown is long. 20 seconds to able to use it again, while if you use it normally, it uses 9 seconds cooldown. Next up we have Rapier. Rapier has 5 burst skill, and I would say one of them shine the most, which is Vermilion Bird Asuna. It is a trust and holy skill, and the reason why Vermilion Bird Asuna is better than other burst skills is because it gives an evasion for 2 seconds when you use it, which is useful for fight where boss deals a lot of damage and you need to dodge. When it comes to burst, you will spend 0 SP when you use it, but the requirement is that you have to have at least 24 SP to be able to use it. When you use the burst, it will also reduce your skills by 5 seconds, meaning you will be able to use your other skills again. And also it reduces its own cooldown, which is plus on the skill. Not only that, with the new rebalance with Rapier cooldown for burst, it's now 30 seconds if you use normally and 8 seconds for burst one, just because of the 5 second cooldown reduction. And that means you can spam it a lot. And for the burst combo, you only need Holy Trust, which is easy to activate. Honorable mention, I want to mention about Light of Love Asuna. It's a trust wind skill with 12 second cooldown, and the SP cost is 20, which is kinda good. This is a skill that is really good for raid, especially when the raid boss has a Rapier break, and the skill because the skill has an increased break gadget, And with the new system or update on the burst skill for Rapier, you might have a chance to use the burst twice if you have the reduction skill. For Mace, there are 6 burst skills, but if I will pick one of the 6, it will be White Tiger Elizabeth. The reason is because it is an amazing support skill for a party where you are the Mace user, while the rest are AA user. If you don't know what AA is, to short it is a build where you only use your normal attack with animation cancel and have a lot of additional damage buff on your second set. With White Tiger Elizabeth in your set, you'll help your teammates to deal more extra additional damage for their normal attack, and also in the same time you are stacking your attack, and the stacking is based on percent up to 99, which is really good. Also, it's easy to activate the burst, dark, blunt, but the problem is that the cooldown for these skills, if you use it normally, is 40 seconds, and for burst it's 20. For Dagger, Dagger is the only weapon that has less burst skills. Dagger has like 4 burst skills and only one of them are worth it yet, which is Right Hand Man in Black Koharu. The reason why you want this skill is because it gives a slash debuff for 24 seconds through the burst, meaning you will deal more damage when you are using slash elemental, and also is a great for your party as well. Not only that, it also gives a guaranteed poison status, plus with the new rebalance on the Dagger burst skills, you'll be able to activate again after 40 seconds. Note that you need earth to be able to activate the burst skills, so you need at least 2 or 3 Dagger skills that are earth elemental. Axe has 6 burst skills, and I will only pick 2 of them because the rest isn't that really good. The one I will talk about is Shy Nurse Koharu and Top Speeder Lifa. If you plan to build AA set, you will need one of them, mostly Top Speeder, since it is the easiest one to activate, blunt earth, but getting both of them are even greater. Reason why you need them is because in an AA setup you want to get a lot of additional damage buff on yourself, and both of them are the ones that does give you those buff. And your additional damage will be scaled by your max HP, which is easy to increase with armor and weapon and also some passive skills, and the duration for the additional damage buff is really long, meaning you will keep dealing high damage during the duration, so really nice. Next up is Spear. Spear. What are we going to say about this one? Spear burst is kinda in a weird spot because all of the spear burst is really good, depends on the situation. Some are good for raid, some are good for farming, and some are good for solo. But if I pick one of them, it's probably gonna be Yetwell Sunsachi. It is a trustworthy skill that has the lowest cooldown on a burst skill, 9 seconds, meaning that you'll be able to use it again after 9 seconds. And also gives you crit rate buff plus switch gain, which means you can be able to use your switch really fast. And the only problem I have with the skill is to require water, wind, trust to be able to activate the burst, meaning that you need those skills with those elements, and there aren't that many good skills that has these elements. The only one that are good are Yusentei Sachi, which is a mod spear, and Momentary Flash Sachi, which is Awakening Spear, and both of them are limited spear skills. And the other problem with the burst skill is that it's a 30 SP cost, meaning that you have to play around 70 SP left after using the skill. And spear is one of the weapons that has really high SP cost on the skills and doesn't receive anything back, and also the animation is pretty long, but the switch gain makes it up. Lastly, we have Bow. Bow has 6 burst skills and all of them are great, but with the current meta where Suicide Bow build are far the best, and the game keeps making Suicide Bow skill, the only 2 skills that you really need to have Those are Spring Maiden Xenon and Storm of the Great Sea Xenon. You can play one of them and they will still be good. The burst combo for Spring Maiden is Earth, Trust, and luckily they have been releasing Earth bow skills to help to activate the burst. For Storm Great of the Sea Xenon, it is an amazing burst skill and till this day probably one of the strongest bow skill. And when you activate the burst skill, you will receive 30-second duration of crit damage, and also your crit damage increased by how low HP you are. Plus, when you use it, the skill will receive 30% more attack, plus is a guaranteed to crit it, as long as the boss doesn't have a crit resistance. So the question is this banner worth the pull? If we look at the rates, they are pretty low on step 1, 2, and 4. Also they also have the general skills, which is like, why on a step up banner with burst skills, fishing burst skills, why do they add the extra 4-star? And on step 3 you have what, 33% to your burst skill, and step 5 is a guaranteed burst skill, but for what? You have 2.4% to get it, which is kinda low. So, and also the banner is kinda expensive, 11k Arcane gems, and you know how long it takes to get those Arcane gems without paying. So this banner is definitely a skip. The reason why I would skip this banner, I already mentioned, is pretty low chance to get it, and the risk if you do one rotation is that you only guaranteed to get one burst skill from full rotation. You also want to skip this banner because the devs have been trying to reduce the skill cooldown on the burst skill, which is pretty nice of them, but we don't know if they're going to do it on other weapon. And so far, if they plan to do something with the burst skill in the future, probably the next burst skill banner will be worth the pull. Otherwise, for now, it's a skip. And also, we don't know how useful the reduction of the cooldown on the burst skills gonna be. Will it be really good? Will a lot of players gonna use the burst skills? We don't know yet. So yeah. And that is for me today, and hopefully I made your mind up if you plan to pull this banner or not. But if you plan to pull on this banner, good luck on your pulls. Otherwise, keep saving Arcane gems, and that is for me today. And I will see you on the next video, so take care and see ya on the next one. I'm not sure which one I can record. We'll see what this plan is, so yeah, take care, bye bye.